Hi friends, and welcome to my channel. This is a place where I enjoy sharing my insights. And today I am reflecting on something that is very important. And that is never forget where success comes from. And we're going to be returning to that moment where we were nobody. We had nothing. And we're going to be returning to our humble beginnings because we've never left that point of origination. And many people forget their roots. So stick around, and we're going to recall where success comes from. I remember that when I was teaching, I would get frustrated with my students. And frustration and suppression comes from forgetting what it was like. We kind of have an idea of what it's like to be inexperienced and wet behind the ears and raw. But we forget, particularly when we start getting successful. It's very difficult to take advice from somebody who once was a nobody and offers all sorts of advice about how easy it is to be successful, how easy it is to earn money, how effortless it is to do just about anything, and how unlimited you are. But you have to outgrow these beliefs. And you can never get ahead of where you are in consciousness. If you think about people that you admire and the success that they have achieved, it feels like they've crossed over into some utopian land that you aspire to be a part of. But they haven't. A lot of people forget how hard it is. They forget how hard it is to not have anything, to be sharpening a skill, to want something, and to not be able to see it come into fruition. And we lose touch with our ambitious, immature, childlike ways. So if you're ever going to be a teacher, it's very difficult to encourage someone, but to not rub it in their faces that they can't do it, or the kind of teacher where you could be saying, as compassionately as possible, but you idiot, can't you see how easy this is? And spiritual insight is the same thing. Once you realize how easy life is, it doesn't do much good to say to someone life is easy and effortless when they are struggling. They haven't been able to overcome the clunkiness of whatever it is they are aspiring to do. And if you are one of my former students, and I know that many of you watch my YouTube channel, you can consider this a public apology, a confession that I lost touch with my roots. I got very good at conducting and playing musical instruments and knowing music, and I forgot how hard it was to learn it to master it, and to find any kind of success. Because when you get to a point, it becomes so easy. It feels like that's how it always was. And it is. It always was easy. But saying that to somebody who is struggling doesn't help. Somehow, being empathic is really remembering when you were nobody. I love to hear people like Oprah Winfrey say things about how she used to have to put things on layaway way back in the day. Or how Martha Stewart was catering, busting her ass, catering and baking her own baguettes and that sort of thing. I really love that grassroots, original recollection of what it was. But those memories, as you garner success, you're again swept away from the nucleus of humble beginnings. It's very difficult to stay grounded on what it was like when you had no money, when you had no ambition, when you had no drive, you had no skill. And to stay humbly in that position is very important for those of us who are trying to show that you can overcome negative thinking, you can overcome poverty, you can overcome loneliness, you can overcome thinking you are no good. But I'm not here to tell you to stop. Because it's too easy for me to say stop worrying, stop being so ignorant. That's what's frustrating. When Jesus was speaking to the man who was an invalid by the pool, he basically told the man, stop sinning. It's like telling a sculptor who's working out a purpose to stop screwing up and produce a fine result right now. Produce everything you want right now. Just do it already. Snap your fingers and voila. No. This is a process. Success is a process. It's staying really close to the humble beginnings. It's remembering how simple you fundamentally are. It's remembering how passionate you are about the things you want to see accomplished in your life. It's staying humbly in love with the desire, no matter what phase it's in. It's staying very intimate with who you are. The root. The humble beginning. Everybody has been broke, lost, anonymous, unsure, frustrated. And I am with you. Whatever it is that you are seeking to accomplish, I am with you. Every step of the way. I remember now my humble beginnings. I remember now my grassroots. I remember now what it's like to be unlimited but frustrated by a limited body, mind, and to feel like the world was against me, and to feel like I could never accomplish. It's hard. And you will overcome. Just remember your humble beginnings and stay on the ground. If you get a trickle of success, I would encourage you to celebrate quietly. I've talked about that. Watch my video about quiet success. That keeps you on the ground. It keeps you from getting swept up in the additives which don't add to you. Subscribers, views, money, all that, none of that adds to you. Every step of whatever it is that you're hoping to accomplish, every step is rewarding. When it's done slowly, when it's done, each little victory, each little movement towards it, puts you in a position where success and you meet, but remain in a humble beginning. That's the important part. The universe began as a dot, let's put it that way. And now look at it, you see? But fundamentally, it's still just a focal point of bright light and love. And if you can remember your roots, and you can keep your feet on the ground, no matter how far your accolades and advancement go in the tangential direction of life, which is to the surface, you will always stay grounded, intimately, truthfully connected to your humble beginnings. And you stay there, because that will help you connect to more and more and more people who feel like they're not very much. And so the news, the good news, the encouragement is coaxed out quietly, because we remember. We remember how sensitive the ego is. We remember how quiet the spirit is. We always remember our roots, humble beginnings, an ounce of enthusiasm, a mustard seed of faith. And we want to encourage that by remembering who we were when we were struggling with it. So if you're mentoring young people, mentoring artists, mentoring people, trying to teach the kinds of things I'm teaching, we always stay close to our humble beginnings. And we never get swept out, caught up, no matter how much outward additives come our way. My name is Ryan. I hope you enjoyed these insights. Please check out my blog, mymorningmotivator.com.